What's up, Cloud Warriors? Welcome back to Cloud with CJ, your #1 spot to master AWS like a pro.
In the last episode, we saw how a load balancer can split traffic across multiple servers. But here is the thing, what happens when thousands of users suddenly flood your website, or when traffic drops and you're wasting money on idle servers? That's where the magic happens. Today we are diving into EC2 Auto Scaling. Yes, automatic scaling, where AWS launches new servers when traffic spikes, which is referred as scaling out, and shut them down when traffic drops. Scaling in. No login in, no manual work, just pure cloud power. We'll break auto scaling into simple pieces, show you how the real hands-on setup, and even simulate traffic so you can see servers scale. Alright, let's begin. What exactly is auto scaling? Auto scaling helps your application to handle more or less traffic automatically. It adds servers when traffic goes up and removes them when traffic goes down. Adding servers means scaling out, while removing them means scaling in. The main two parts of auto scaling, we can say launch template, auto scaling group, and scaling policies. What basically are launch templates? Launch templates tell AWS how to create each server by specifying things like OS type, security. Auto scaling group manages how many servers run at a time. And what about scaling policies? Scaling policies can say are rules that tell AWS when to add or remove servers based on traffic or CPU. Let's look at static versus dynamic scaling. Static scaling uses fixed rule like always keeping 3 servers running. Dynamic scaling reacts automatically to traffic in real time. Today we focus on dynamic scaling. Also, let's just look at horizontal versus vertical scaling. Vertical scaling makes one server bigger. Horizontal scaling add more servers. Auto scaling is horizontal scaling and it works best with load balancer. Why does it matter? With auto scaling, your site stays fast during traffic spikes and you don't waste money when traffic is low. What's up, my people? Let us now do the hands-on project. So this is the AWS console. As per previous video, this is the dashboard that enables us to spin AWS resources. But before we even dive into the console, let us check the architecture on what we are going to build. So this is what we are going to build. In other way, we can this way. So users will be visiting, will be reaching the load balancer. Then the load balancer will sending some traffic target group of EC2 instances. If you look here, you can see that these EC2 instances are managed by auto scaling group, meaning they are able to scale in or scale out. So this is what we are going to implement. So if you check at this diagram, this is the AWS account. Then the region. Inside the region, you have the VPC, the availability zone, internet gateway, route table, also the public subnet. So this is what we are going to be implementing. As you can see, this represent auto scaling group, meaning that these EC2 instances are managed auto scaling group. Right, let's begin. So inside the AWS console, you navigate to the search box and we'll just search EC2. After that, right click, open a new tab, wait for it to load. Alright, this on the sidebar we have the features EC2. So the first thing we are going to do, we are going to launch a security group. We'll be launching a security group of the load balancer. We'll be repeating what we did on the previous video. So we'll create a security group of the load balancer. So I can call it ELB SG controls traffic. The VPC will select the default VPC. This control traffic for ELB is the description. Then we shall add inbound. As per our last video, we will add HTTP. Source we shall just allow from anywhere. So we shall add HTTPS source anywhere. We shall also add SSH, then IPv4 anywhere. So SSH will allow us to remotely connect to the instance. So I'll just come and create the security group. Awesome. Let's now create the security group of the instance. So I'll come to security group, looking for it, security group, create security group name. You can call it TGSG, something like that. Allows traffic to C2 like the default VPC. We shall just add the same rules as the previous one, HTTP, HTTPS, SSH, so that we can access the instance remotely. The source anywhere. Alright, I'll just come and create. Alright, now we have created security group. Now what we'll do next, we create a template. So I'll navigate to this under instances, then launch template. Then I'll create a launch template. Launch template automate instances launches, simplify permission policies, enforces best practices across organization. So I'll create a template which the auto scaling group will be using to launch instances. I can call it a WebTG template. Then scroll down. I'll select for the AMI. I'll select quick start. Then I'll choose the flavor of Linux from Amazon. Then AMI, I'll leave it there. AMI version, I'll leave it there. Then instance type. I will include t2.micro. Key pair, I'll proceed without a key pair, or don't include. For the network settings, it is not advisable to select the network settings, but you can select a security group that we have created for the instances. I'll look for it, WebTG SG. Okay, then scroll down. Let's go to advanced details and let's go to user data for the EC2. I'll just use that we used in the previous video. I'll just copy it again, then paste it there. After that, I think we can create our launch template. So basically, launch template allows us to launch instances. So after creating the template basically it's like carries the configuration of what you'll be launching. So this is the template already done. So what's next? We shall now create a target group. So I'll come to load balancing target group. I'll click target group, create target group instances, target group, VPC default, next. I'll not register any target for now, just I'll click next, then I'll create the target group. After now creating the target group, I can now create the load balancer. On the left sidebar, look for load balancers, create load balancer. Focus, we'll use the application load balancer. A load balancer name, we can call it web ELB. It will be an internet facing IPv4 VPC default. For the availability zone and subnet, we shall deploy in all of the availability zones. I'll deploy in all. For the security group of the load balancer, remember we created the security group, so I'll just select what we created, ELBSG. After that, scroll, and now here we shall select here the target group that we have created, which is WebTG. Then scroll down, then create a load balancer. So load balancer will take some time to provision. As the load balancer provision, we can launch the now auto scaling group. So we shall navigate to auto scaling, then click auto scaling group. After clicking auto scaling group, then click create auto scaling group. Then you can give this auto scaling group a name. You can call it web server auto scaling group. Then you shall select the launch template that auto scaling group will be using to launch instances. I've already selected the one WebTG template. Then scroll down, hit next. For the VPC, will be the default one. For the availability zone in which the auto scaling group will play, I'll just select all the availability zones, meaning the auto scaling group can launch EC2 instances in this availability zone that I have selected. Then availability distribution, I'll just leave to default. Load balancer is still creating. Let us try to attach to an existing load balancer. Choose load balancer from target group. Yes. Then since when creating load balancer, we selected a target group, so we can just select here the target group. Then it will link automatically with the load balancer. Auto scaling group will link automatically with the load balancer. So select this one. You can even see it is showing the application load balancer here, even the name. Okay, select it. Scroll down. As you can see, health check is enabled by default. Also, you have a health check grace period. This is the period delay the first health check until your instances finish initializing. It doesn't prevent an instance from terminating when placed into an running state. Then click next. So here we are going to configure the group size. So you have a desired capacity, minimum capacity, and maximum capacity. So desired capacity means the number of instances you want to run at that exact time. What about the maximum capacity? Maximum capacity, as the way it sounds, is just like the maximum number of instances you can run. So what you need to note here is that the desired capacity cannot be above the maximum capacity, but it can be equal or less than the maximum capacity. So if, for example, I select the desired capacity to 3, it won't work. Even you can see the maximum has changed to 3. So if I select, if I want 2 instances to run currently, I'll just select 2. But for our case, I'll select 1. Then the maximum capacity, I'll select 2. Then the minimum 1. Here is where you can specify the scaling policies. But for now, we shall just create first with no scaling policy. We'll just scroll down, then hit next, review what you have built, your configuration, then create auto scaling group. You can see the auto scaling group is creating. You can click on it. You can see activity. As you can see, it is now launching an instance. Why? Because increasing the capacity from 0 to 1, where we selected the desired capacity, which we selected to 1. So now it has changed from 0 to 1, and now it is launching a new instance. What does that mean? If we come to instances, opening a new tab, then you will see it launching new instances. I'll just filter by running. Let us wait for it to load. You can see it is now initializing. It is launching one instance, which is this one, still in initialization state. So let us also check for the load balancer. Now for the load balancer, let us wait and see. Alright, the load balancer, it is active. So I'll click it, copy the DNS name, paste the link for the ELB. Awesome. As you can see, it has already loaded that instance. You can see the private IP is 172.31.22.88. We can confirm by coming to instances, then select it, then come to networking, then private IP. You can see it is the same, meaning the load balancer, it is forwarding traffic to the instance. So let us go to auto scaling group, then come here. So if I come here, I change the desired capacity to 2. Therefore, let me make maximum capacity to 4. So I have changed the desired capacity from 1 to 2. What does that mean? It means that auto scaling group will launch another instance to make it 2, since the desired capacity is 2. So if I click update, after clicking update, I can come here to activity. Then you can just wait for some few minutes for it to refresh. So it will take some time. So let us check the EC2. Come to load balancer instances, then filter by running. As you can see, it is already launching another instance since we changed the desired capacity from 1 to 2. So if I come to here auto scaling, then refresh, I'm supposed to see some changes in activity. Awesome. As you can see, it is doing what? It is launching a new instance. Why? Because we changing the desired capacity from 1 to 2, meaning it's now launching another instance. Okay, now what if we want to make it scale automatically, not for us to change the values manually by logging into the console? So what we'll do, in the auto scaling group, which I just click auto scaling, then click that web server auto scaling group, then click automatic scaling. So there are 3 types of scaling policies. We have dynamic scaling policies, predictive scaling policy, and also scaling policy. So for our case, we shall just focus on dynamic scaling policy. I'll come and create a scaling policy. Scaling policy type, we shall use target tracking. We also have others type like step scaling and simple scaling. But for our case, we are just focusing on target tracking scaling, which will use a metric which is average CPU utilization. If CPU reaches 50%, then perform that scaling. So remember we put the maximum to 4. So what we can do here, we can just put the target value to 30. Meaning that if a CPU exceeds 30%, then it will launch another instance. The one period, we shall just leave it like that. So target value 30%. So just create the scaling policy. Done. To go to instances, then SSH into an instance, then use a tool called stress to disperse some hogs into the instance so that the instance CPU can rise. So I'll click connect. I will connect using public IP. Connecting. Awesome. So what I'll do, I'll just install stress. Stress is a tool that it makes the CPU just burst or increase the utilization of the CPU. So I'll just can also test the load balancer by refreshing to see if it is distributing traffic. Remember, we have launched 2 instances. As you can see, it is now distributing. As you can see, the private IP is changing, meaning the load balancer is working. Sudo s, I'll type sudo yum install stress -y. Alright, so I'll just clear here, then I'll type stress -c, then 4. As you can see, it is now dispatching hogs. So this will make the CPU to increase its utilization. Just come to auto scaling group, then select. After that, click monitoring, then EC2, then let's check the CloudWatch metrics of the CPU. As you can see, the CPU is rising. So what do we expect? We expect it to launch another instance. Let's also SSH to the other, then select the other, then connect. After connecting, connect. Awesome. So what I'll do, I'll just sudo install stress -y sudo yum install stress -y stress -c -4. Okay, it's now disperse some hogs, then refresh the metrics. Also, as it does that, you can come to CloudWatch. Remember, we created a target tracking, which created an alarm, a CloudWatch alarm. As you can see now in the CloudWatch, in all alarms, you can see the alarm has gotten triggered. CPU utilization less than 21 for 15 data points within 15 minutes. As you can see, it's now in alarm state. What does that mean? It means that it should be launching another instance. Let us check the activity tab. As you can see, it has launched. Let us refresh, or let us go to the EC2. So you can just select state running. So as you can see, we have two instances. So we expect it to launch another instance. Just wait and see. As you can see, the CPU utilization has hit 81. So meaning we're supposed to see some changes. If you go to activity, then let's check. Okay, all right, wow. As you can see, now it is launching another 2 instances, meaning we will have 4 instances running. So as you can see, the maximum is 4, and it's now launching the 4th, because the CPU utilization has gone greater than 30. So it has triggered a CloudWatch alarm, which is now launching. So that's how auto scaling works. So to kill the hogs, I can just kill them. Control C. I can just click Control C to exit. Let us try this one. Control C. Alright, then I'll clear. So if I come to the load balancer, it's supposed to forward to 4 instances. Yes, it is working. Okay. Now the CPU will now go below 30. Then it will terminate the 2 instances. And see how many instances are running. Then state, select running. Wow, as you can see, 1, 2, 3 instances, meaning it has terminated 1. If we come to auto scaling group, then refresh, waiting for instance 1. Yes, as you can see, it has terminated 1 instance, meaning auto scaling group is working. And that is the end of our session today. So what I'll do, I'll just terminate the resources so that I don't get charged. I'll just come to auto scaling, then delete the auto scaling. This will automatically terminate all instances associated. Then I'll delete it. Awesome, it is still deleted. I can also come and delete the launch template. Delete the launch template. Delete. Awesome. I'll also delete the load balancer. Then select it. Then action. Delete load balancer, confirm, then delete. Awesome. Target group, select it, action, delete target group, then delete. Oh, it's still listening. Let's wait for the load balancer to be terminated. Load balancer is done. Okay, now let's retry. Awesome. Also, next one is what? Security groups. So the 3 instances must be terminated for us to delete the security group, but can delete for the ELB since it is already terminated. Then I can delete. Then select for the WebPG. Then action, delete. Is still associated with the 3 instances, so we'll have to wait for the 3 instances to terminate. So if I come to auto, select it, action, delete, and delete. Awesome. And security group. What about auto scaling? After that, delete the security group, then we're done. Awesome. Let's meet in the next episode. Peace.